Fantasy Six-Pack Hour with your hosts, Joe Bond and AJ Appleton.
All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour, which will not be an hour today. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me,
I'm AJ.
There's no AJ this week. We're doing a special show during the workday.
Love you, AJ.
Mr. DapScout is with me. What's going on, man?
Man, not much. This is schedules are getting crazy, and you got the draft show for football, so we wanted to get a little something in there for our for everybody who's sending in questions. So I'm super excited about this, like super condensed express checkout version of the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour.
Absolutely, yeah, man. So as you alluded to, we're doing a NFL draft live blog tomorrow. I'm going to be hopping on a couple of podcasts throughout the next couple of nights as well. We are not doing a show, but we will have that live blog. Check it out on FantasySixPack.net. And of course, while you're there, become an all-access member. You can get access to the award-winning rankings, our DFS projections, all of the great DFS advice that Dave Eddy and Chris Robin and then some give. We've got our hitting and pitching planner. And then, of course, with that, you get access to our Discord where you could talk to me and Dap and all the other guys there, asking your personal league questions to get that specific advice that you need to win your leagues. Jump over there while it's still going on. Promo code F6P MLB24 to save 15%. Good through the end of the month. So jump on that. All right, man. So we're going to be doing a condensed version of, our normal show that we do. And we're just going to get straight to it here, talking about some players to drop. So tons of questions, obviously, early on. We get a bunch of these, oh man, what do we do with this guy? He's not starting off well. I get it, guys. I get it. In a lot of cases, you need to slow your roll, right? And that's my opinion. So here's proof in the pudding to that, right? This is some slow starters last year. Any of these names, were any of these guys good last year? We're talking Luis Robert, Alex Bregman, Trey Turner, Lane Thomas, CJ Abrams.
Do you remember the Casas tracker where people were like, he walked, he's walked more than home runs, and he hasn't swung the bat in 16 games or something ridiculous, right? When will he hit for power? And apparently now he's hitting for so much power he breaks his own rib. So, it's just one of those. I agree 100%. Yeah. But can I rattle off just a few names that I've been asked about through our illustriousness about, should I drop this person, or should the trade proposals that they've shown us are just it's for peanuts?
Yes.
Number one, J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, probably the number one person I've been asked about, should I trade them or should I drop him? Are you crazy? Look, if you're in a league with me, please drop him. But if you actually want to win a league, do not drop him. Don't trade him, because whatever you're getting right now is not going to be the correct amount. It's just insanity. So if I get one more J-Rod thing, I'm going to scream. I get it. I get it. I absolutely get it, right?
It sucks.
Yeah.
So just to throw it out there, right? So just reading off some of these player stats that I threw out there for you, CJ Abrams through a month last year, right? Yeah. Batting .225, 2 home runs, 3 stolen bases. Not good, right?
Right.
Robert, 213, 5 home runs. All right, 5 home runs, not too bad, right? You'll take that. Casas, 133, 3 home runs, right? Spencer Torkelson, 206, 2 home runs. These dudes all balled out the rest of the year. You're looking at some pitchers here, right? You're looking at Blake Snell, right? Who he just might have gone off to win the Cy Young. Granted, he just got hurt today, so this is last year.
It's only Thomas today.
Senga, 415, 158 whip, kind of turned things around. Lindor was a slow starter last year, 218. He's batting below the Mendoza line right now, but like it's coming. Like it's coming for these guys for the most part. Like, yes, there's gonna be the rare occasions where, yeah, man, it would have been the right decision to drop, your stud, but man, 99 times out of 100, you are wrong.
Right. And also, look,
So-
if you invested top 100 picks on some of these players, then just from a draft capital perspective, you probably won't get that back. Now, again, if they're hurt, something crazy, whatever, like Luis Robert, and you don't have that, you're in a somehow insanely deep league, you could drop him, maybe. But I mean, look, we were trying to come up with some like spicy names to like put in here just to catch your eye. Like we were looking at like Yandy Diaz. But then you look at it and like the whole of the Rays is just doing terrible, right?
Yes.
Like nobody's hitting. So we were like, no, just pump the brakes there. And then we're like Jake Berger, and then like Berger's also hurt. So the thing is that this first month, the problem with the baseball, and one of the wonderful things is that it's like 145 months long. So I think give or take a month. And because of that, when we look back, we're like, oh yeah, he had a slow month here, but overall he hit 45 bombs or something like that. And that's what's going to happen here. But
yes.
There's definitely some slow starts where we're just like, this told me everything I need to know. We're going to bet and I'm out.
It gets magnified in the beginning of the season because if it's a bad start, that's all they have.
Yep.
Right. So things will come around. Law of averages.
Like Joe,
works.
Who did you rage drop that might have suddenly had like a ridiculous like 50 plus ERA because of one bet? Well, is it a bad 2/3 of an inning?
Yeah, it was pretty abysmal.
Go ahead, sir. Who was it?
Say Ober.
Yeah, Ober?
Might have been Bailey.
That was
Ober.
Ober.
Yeah, he might have been pretty good so far since then.
And he,
I'm an idiot.
Law of averages, right? No, but the thing is, you're right though. Like if you look at some of these players, they have one bad, game and it blows up everything. We're going to talk about, a couple that might have had some indications that everything we thought were improvements weren't. So it's quite the opposite. But look at the ERAs, right? They're starting to establish themselves down. I mean, there is so many pitchers right now that I would be happy to drop in our, our fantasy 6-pack league that I was like, I can't do that because their ERAs are like 8. And I'm like, what? But I want to drop them so badly. Just to give you a couple names of people that are just have disgusting ERAs. Well, Snell's one of them at 11.5, right? And then we have Kirby at 5.33, Gosman at 5.57. Just to name you a few. Am I dropping any of them? Heck no.
No.
But when you look at that number, it gives you some pause.
Yes.
But it'll be okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to some guys that we're thinking about dropping. And I'll start off here with Jordan Walker. And I promise you, I actually made these notes before the news got dropped. I texted it to Dap. He is proof. He can tell you. But Jordan Walker was already on my list of drops. The guy started out just horrible. 155 batting average, 9 hits and 58 at bats, no home runs, no steals. I mean, this guy was supposed to be, this elite prospect, came up and struggled last year, got sent back down, then came back and was good. So maybe that'll work. But I think for now, I think it's a safe drop. Like he was kind of already, on that borderline of being a droppable player for sure. Now with him getting optioned back down for, I would say at least a couple of weeks, he's got to show something to AAA before he gets called back up, I would imagine. I think I think it's really safe to let him go at this point. He has struggled mightily this season.
Well, the whole Cardinals team looks like it's struggling.
Yes,
mightily.
it's bad.
And it's almost one of those situations where they drop Walker and they're like, okay, we got to bring somebody else. So it's not like Walker can get picked up or they can wait for him to, get it going. The whole team is just awful right now. So, yeah.
I mean, I would say look, if you look at the stats, like the hard hit rates, like the exit velocities and all that stuff, they're actually all right in line, if not better. His BABIP's at 214. So I would expect the average to go back up. I mean, it'll start coming around for him, I think. But man, how much longer are you really waiting on this dude?
Right,
like, it's just, you're getting absolutely crushed by him, and it's just not worth it. Unless you're in like a keeper league, it's definitely time to cut bait.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
All right, let's move on
right.
to your first.
It's not Yeti Diaz. Right.
We are doing Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, so
It's a little spicy.
It's a little spicy, but he's having some struggle bus stuff. And the reason why I'm okay with dropping him right now, well, depending on obviously your league makeup, right? We're looking at leagues that are a little bit shallow, 10, 12 team leagues. Because there's so many other outfielders. Outfield is kind of really deep right now that you could pick up somebody right now that's hot. Although with Lane Thomas going down, it kind of sucks. But
yeah.
my issue is not so much the stats. I mean, yes, the stats suck. It's the underlying metrics that we are looking at. He's heading the absolute wrong way. Now, these numbers below, where it says 3-4, is not a ranking. He's not the third best in WX.
That's blue is bad.
Right. Blue is terrible. And, we're looking at bottom 3 percentile. I mean, that's not top 3, right? Bottom 3 percentile in some very important things. Average exit velocity. It's not like the underlying metrics are like, oh my God, he's going to break out any minute. He's not barreling the ball. He's not even hitting the sweet spot. He's not chasing and he's not whiffing. Okay, great. But there's nothing there that makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, this was so if you are watching on YouTube, or I think Spotify lets you do it as well, the top stats are from Baseball Reference. The bottom one's a screenshotted from Baseball Savant. And yeah, that's his batting profile from Baseball Savant. It is entirely blue. There is no red anywhere, which a couple blues are okay, like you said, the chase rate and stuff like that, but that is unreal. I have never looked at a player with the likes of a Nick Castellanos and seen that.
I can't think of the last time I saw an everyday player with that's a veteran, right, that has this situation going on. That's what rough. I'm saying. Right. And again, is he hurt? I don't know. A lot of these people are going to have to do the whole, is he hurt? We don't know. We're not medical professionals. I'm just looking at that and I'm like, no, I'm out. There's too much other places to go, and I don't want to be in a hole at this point. So I'm dropping Castellanos.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He's even said like he doesn't really like to turn it on till like playoffs. He's like, oh, we're to the season, whatever. Like, you wonder like if he's kind of bought into that a little too much, like a little Anthony Rendon. Like, I don't want to play the whole season, so I just make myself get hurt.
Well, then let us know. Like, Nick, just let us know, man. Just let
us know when you're ready.
Send a text. Just be like, hey, I'm gonna suck till July. Then cool. I'll know when to pick you up off the waiver wire.
Pick you up on June 20th.
Right, exactly.
Before everybody else.
Just give me a we'll flash my phone number on the screen here in a little bit. Just text me, Nick. We go way back.
It's definitely listening.
Yeah.
All right. Next up here. With my hometown.
You want me? You say I'm spicy, and you're dropping Jackson Holliday. Okay. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Go ahead.
Dude, unless you're in a keeper league, there's no chance I'm holding on to this guy anymore. He has struck out.
You have an Orioles jersey on
of his at bats.
You have an Orioles jersey on, and
I don't care.
Wow,
dude. He's done absolutely nothing.
Wow.
He is striking out 50% of the time he gets up to bat. 50% of the time. That's bad. Like, I don't care. I don't care who you are. That's bad. It's just not working. He's got to get sent back down. He's got to figure it out. The kid's young. Maybe he just wasn't ready. They pushed him really fast through the minors.
He was killing it.
And killing it. I know he's killing it, but also look at like Hassan Kershad. You got called up yesterday. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Minor leagues are different.
Okay. Well, last year when Adelaide was struggling so much, were you wanting to drop him at that point? Well, I'm just asking for those people that had to deal with, the Orioles, superstar at the time.
I don't think he was ever 50% strikeout rate, 0.059 batting average bad last year. Ever. Now, when Rushman got first called up,
right,
2 seasons ago.
Sorry, yes.
I was not thinking he was a must must roster.
Okay.
He was actually not very good that very first season he came up. He was not a must roster player. Last year, yes, I don't think he was struggling that bad. That first season though, that first half of the season he got called up.
Yep.
No, I was not like I picked him up in a couple places and then I probably dropped him in a couple places because he just didn't quite figure it out right away. So
yeah,
you've got to not let the
in
name suck you in sometimes to be like, oh, but he's got to be good because everybody says he's good. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
All right. So in May of Rushman's first season, in 2022, he was batting 179. I don't know where that came from. 9 with 10 strikeouts. And then picked up in June 241 with 14 strikeouts. And then went up to 274. So you don't think just wait and see?
How much longer are we waiting on this guy?
Hey, I
mean,
agree.
dude, there are guys out there. You have to be in a pretty deep league in order to hold on to a guy striking out 50% of the time.
Look, I would not have him on my team, but I wanted to pick on you because you're wearing the Orioles jersey, and I know Orioles are your team. So,
I mean, yeah,
there's not a lot of pretty there. It's not even like he's like oh, he's just hitting but no power, or he's walking. It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you say like the batting average for Rushman, right? I know you keep referencing that. It's just that, like, there wasn't a whole lot else there. Like, it was a couple bombs. The runs in August were nice. Like 22 runs in August were nice. Like he was batting near the top of the lineup, it looked like. But there was a lot of like shallow stats with Rushman. So like it was kind of like, whatever. This is bad for Holliday. Something's got to change quickly in order for me to change my mind.
So you need to take a holiday from Holliday. Got it.
All right.
Nailed it.
All right. Your second hitter. And
yes.
Are we just trying to one up each other now? Like, this is crazy.
Well, we put him as
Nolan
somebody that
Jones.
we put him in our pre-draft stuff that we were not out on him, but where he was being drafted. Mm-hmm. And he is absolutely showing everything that we were concerned about, right? His strikeout rate sky high. His BABIP was kind of in line with, okay, fine. His BABIP's high-ish, but but the hard hit
the
rate
BABIP's low, so maybe there's a little bit of coming back from a 148 batting average.
But
the reason why he was so good last year is his BABIP was 401, like highest amongst qualified hitters.
And the other thing is too, right? We're like, oh, it's Colorado, get him at home. His hard hit rate's abysmal too, so it's not like you're gonna like, oh, I'll just start him at home. It's a mess right now. And again, I go back to kind of there's so many other people starting off hard, and I wasn't sold on Nolan Jones this year to begin with. I absolutely was on the waiver wire last year. We highlighted him twice in the waiver wire last year because, again, where he was being, he was free. But where he was and what else is available, you got to make a move right now. And Nolan Jones, I would sell him, or I would try not to drop him. But if I had to, I think he's a safe drop.
I think somebody would be willing to buy in on last year still, even at a slight discount. I don't think you have to drop him. You think you'd have to be in like an 8-team league in order to not be able to sell him. But you mentioned the Colorado thing, and we said this a couple weeks ago on the third when we did this on Thursday. We talked about the question of the day is having your pitcher go against Colorado at home still like a must sit, right? Unless you've got, Spencer Strider, right, in his prime, when he's healthy, right? That guys like that. Right. The answer is no. Right. I mean, they're bad at home now too. Their WRC plus is 28th out of 30. WOBA for a team at home is middle of the pack, 16th. These are usually like way above average for their home splits. And so they are no longer like this, 2 years ago, right? WOBA at home, best in the majors, right? WRC plus was 95, still a little bit below average, but look, the fact that they were like getting on base, they're hitting home runs, things like that. Like it was just, you don't want to face them at home, even though it's a below average offense. It just matters, right? It doesn't hurt anymore to play against them, even at home. So
you're not getting to the relief pitchers. You're not getting to some of these, easier counts because, somebody's on base. So your team's terrible and your park's not doing you as many favors as you thought. It spells kind of doom there for what I think Nolan Jones is going to do for the season. Is he probably going to hit 25 home runs? Sure. But again, try to pass him off on somebody else. Yes, we called it the drop show, but we're talking about also just trying to sell or bench because Nolan Jones is nowhere near my starting lineup anywhere.
correct. So, all right. Well, let's finish off here with two pitchers. And I'm going to start here with Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown had already kind of lost his rotation spot.
Yep.
And then we get the injury to Christian Javier, and he gets put back in and gets shelled once again. These numbers are bad, folks. 9.68 ERA, has not won a game. Strikeout rate is right around 9, but just a tick below. The walk rate's over 6 per 9. Whip of almost 2.5. Everything is bad. I just cannot fathom him staying in this rotation much longer. I know they've been hit by injuries pretty hard, but they've got to have anybody else they can pull up. They can just be like a serviceable arm because he is getting absolutely wrecked every time he goes out. You would have thought like, oh, cool. Yeah, he got like the little spot start, you can call it because of the injury. Oh, no, it's against Washington. All right, maybe he'll get back on track. Nope. 4 innings, 3 earned runs. Strikeouts were nice. He got you 6, but man, it's been a really bad season for a guy who, has had success, but this isn't working anymore. And, there's pitchers outside of like the super elite are a dime a dozen. Just find the hot pitcher and just kind of stream them in and out all season long. That's what I do, man. Hunter Brown's totally droppable for right now.
Yeah, and the other thing is that the Astros look human because of all the injuries as well, and it's not like, oh, I can trust the Astros; they're gonna turn this around with Hunter Brown. We've kind of been seeing this, these blow up games with him. I'm in a 12-team AL only league where we have to have 5 starts per week head to head, and I was offered Hunter Brown, and pitchers are super expensive there because there's just X so many with starting pitchers. And I didn't want him. Like, typically you just try to pile them up in your bench. And I'm like you just showed, right? I need some type of control. I need you to be able to find the plate. And this isn't just one start. This is, consistent. And so I am absolutely out on Hunter Brown.
Every single one of his starts so far have been bad.
Yeah, there's not much of a silver
outside
lining
of the
there
very
either.
first one, which was mediocre.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. Last but not least,
keeping it spicy. No, I'm kidding.
Triston McKenzie, 59% owned on Yahoo. What you got, Dap?
So here's the thing with Triston McKenzie, before we get into this, right? The reason you own Triston McKenzie the last couple seasons is because you get some amazing starts, then he gets hurt, then you have some amazing starts, and then he gets hurt. And yes, of course, there's some blowups in between. This year, while he's good, while he's healthy, he's been terrible. So you can't even have him while he's healthy and good. He's healthy and terrible. I mean, he's had 2 bad starts with 2 decent starts, goodish starts. But those starts that he's been bad have been just, let's say historically bad, which can't be the case, but just terrible.
No, Bailey Ober was historically bad.
Yes,
well, I dropped him.
I mean, his K per 9 is lower than his walks per 9. Not even just by a little bit, but by 2. By 2 players per. I don't think I've ever seen this at least 4 or 5 games in the season. That's crazy.
Like, had to double take when I wrote that down. I was like on the screen here. I put the 5.5 and the 7.5 and was like, that can't be right. I got that backwards, right? Oh no, I don't. Cool.
I mean, McKenzie's always been kind of effectively wild and, he'll miss some stuff and you kind of go into the batter's box not knowing where the ball is coming. But this is not working out. And it was going to catch up to him at some point, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. I am 100% out. This isn't like one of those, like, I'm going to drop him or I'm going to put him on my bench. No, he's dropped.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. There's nothing redeemable that I've seen so far because I know in 2 weeks he'll be hurt. He's always hurt. But he's supposed to be good while he's healthy. And he's not.
we mentioned him a couple of weeks ago, and one of the reasons why people were trying to buy back in on him was it's 2022. Crazy good season for him.
Right.
2.96 ERA, 111 games. The walk rate dropped all the way to 2 walks per 9. It was good. Very, very good. Started out rocky last year, but then got hurt for the entire rest of the season. So you're going, all right. I mean, maybe he just started kind of out with it. Maybe he was trying to pitch through the injury.
Right.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It is time to move on. When the only good games you have are against Oakland, sorry, Dap, and the White Sox, who we know outside of Pablo Lopez last night are just cakewalk for anybody. It's not good. I mean, he struggled against the Yankees, and the Yankees have been sort of kind of meh offensively. Like, they'll have a good game here and there, but overall, like, the Yankees have been beatable. They don't have. I know they got Soto and Judge, but Judge is struggling early on. Soto's killing it, but that offense hasn't quite gelled yet. So where a lot of pitchers are having pretty decent games against the Yankees, but McKenzie does not. I mean, he walked 6 batters and only struck out 1 against the Yankees. That's not working. That's not working. Okay. So,
yeah.
All right. That is it for us. I know it's gonna be in and out really quick. Yeah, I did that on AJ. You can have fun and commenting on that one on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll just set it up for you there. So, all right, man. Dap, appreciate you coming on and doing this. And everybody, if you watch this and want to join us on fantasy6pack.net for our NFL draft live blog, we're going to have the comment section open. Go ahead and jump in and have a good time with us. Just in watching the draft, we'll give some live reaction and analysis of the picks as they happen. So, all right, guys, with that being said, I guess we'll call it and see you next Thursday, I believe. I don't know. I'm all throwing out for a little.
Oh, this is weird. Let's do it. All right, bye.
All right. See ya.